I don't give a shit. Oh yeah, before we start.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I think I want the other color now too, because this is the first hat in years that actually doesn't make me look stupid.
Yeah,
I think it looks pretty good.
yeah,
I
dude,
should.
those are the military hats, dude. I like them.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the other color.
I have black, and I think I have like a gray or a taupe or something like that. But they're
Uh,
fucking badass. I love
well,
them.
next time I'll get both colors
Did you get
because
the hoodie I sent you?
it's a hoodie. Oh, I didn't open it. Yes, I got it.
Oh,
I just got open work and I opened everything. So I got the thermos, this, the Dream Chaser, and then I didn't open it. It's still in the plastic.
yeah, dude.
So,
I didn't even put them on the website yet, dude. I got hoodies,
oh,
and
thank you.
I got sleeveless hoodies. I think I sent
Ah,
you a sleeveless one.
yeah, I like those. I have a bunch of those I wear to the gym.
Well,
And
I got a pink one. I don't know if you wear pink, but I got a.
no, I'm not gonna wear pink. It's all right.
That's why I think I sent you a black or gray or whatever I
It's
sent you.
gray. It's gray. Gray's good. I got too many black shirts. Yeah, I'm not gonna wear pink. The only way I'm gonna wear pink is if I lose a bet.
Dude, I wear pink. Real men wear pink, dude. It's all
No,
right.
no, they don't. No, they don't. No, 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 they don't. No, it's all right. And my brother and my sister-in-law, they have a hard time sleeping. So I was with them Sunday night, and I ordered them the
Dream Chase.
Dream Chase. I sent it to his house.
Oh shit! All right.
So he's gonna try it. He's not into working out, but he's like, how old is my brother? I'm 47. He's 60, 61.
Oh
So
shit!
so
Big
yeah,
gap.
yeah. I was one of those oops babies. So
Ah,
yeah. So I said, no, you got to try this, man, because he's either Tylenol PM or Xanax or NyQuil or whatever puts him to sleep. I'm like, nah, man, you got to try this. So I said so. He sent me a picture of it too today, actually.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm gonna try it tonight. I'm like, I told him exactly what you told me. Do a half a scoop at first for a couple of
First couple
days.
nights. Yeah, just
Yeah,
to get used
and then ease into it.
to it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I like this. Dude, I haven't worn a hat since I was in high school. You know?
Really?
Yeah, because I always felt like I never looked good in a hat. But when we were kids, everybody wore baseball hats. Remember? I mean, they still do. Don't get me wrong, but like
Well, dude, the
yeah,
funny thing is when I had a full head of hair, I wore fucking hats every day.
yeah, it was the style. There was
Yeah,
the trend.
yeah.
And you had it was a fitted hat you would wear backwards and real tight around your head.
Yeah.
Like Mace. Remember Mace from Puff Daddy? And
Vaguely.
and you would have it like tucked like this. It was never a fucking straight rim, right? Like they
Right.
do now. Anyway. And then they had mad ass long hair and shaved on the side, so you took your hat off and your hair fell out. Whatever. That was fucking mid-90s shit.
That
Anyway.
was me. That was me.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Anyway, there's one thing I want to address before we dive into the whole I'm actually really feel bad for the guy, Nick, because he he's the type of guy, he's the type of athlete that puts his heart and soul into this. And but we'll get into that. You could tell he's sincere and he's really hurt. It's gonna take him a month before he mentally gets over this. I think
Well,
I
dude,
think I think the physical part, it'll be easy for him to bounce back, but mentally, the fact that he wanted this and trained so hard for it, oh God, that sucks.
what's worse is he's there to watch it. And
Oh
he's gonna watch these
yeah,
guys get compared and see how they look and just have in his mind how he could have paired next to them and what his
yeah.
placing would have been. And dude, who knows, man? This is
The worst part is if somebody comes up slipping, and he's like,
right.
fuck, I could have fucking been there. You know, there's a lot of athletes, a lot of bodybuilders that they don't really give a fuck. You know, they ride the wave. You know, we've talked about it.
Well, you're talking about the top guys. Though. These are
yeah,
the top guys in the sport
right.
right now. You're not gonna get that attitude from any of these guys.
Right, exactly. And he's one of those guys, like you said, he's going to give everything. He's the type of guy that would cut off 20 years of his life to win the Olympia. Do you know what I mean?
We probably all did.
Yeah, good point. But there's one thing that I wanted to address before I get started. You know, I give my opinion on things, and I don't care about what anybody thinks. If it's my opinion and it's an informed opinion, I don't give a shit, right? So I've been doing podcasting for about 3 years now, and the bodybuilding one is less than a year old, right? So being a podcast, I learned there's the keys to success for podcasting. I've learned over time. Nobody gave them to me from the beginning. I've learned while I was on the job, right? So the first one is you got to be one-dimensional. Unless you're famous yourself, you got to be one-dimensional, one topic. That was my mistake with the Outcast channel. I tried making a variety channel, and that's why it really never worked. Hopefully the transition will help, but whatever. One-dimensional. Same thing. And the next thing is you know, consistency. Got multiple times a week, if not every night. Got to pump content out, right? And then then you get into like things after that. Those are the two basic things. But after that, it's where'd you go? I fucking lost you, bro.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Swiped right. I had a Tinder fucking incoming message.
It was a Bumble.
No, so yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. The other three things are, and I think it's difficult for a lot of people, and I think this is why my bodybuilding channel, our show is doing so well. Because if you've noticed in the last couple of weeks, our views have been doing really well. The muscle talk views have been doing really well. The last couple of weeks, I think 3 weeks have been over 1,000 views, which for a small channel like mine is doing well. It's less than a year and it's going up. But a lot of my content I do by myself and I give my opinion. And here's the thing. If there's any young guys out there that want to be an influencer or a girl, you got to be honest. And what I mean by that, you got to be honest in two aspects. You got to be honest about yourself, and your life, right? If you don't want to talk about something, don't talk about it. But if you're going to talk about something about your life or yourself, it's got to be honest. You got to keep it 1,000. Got to keep it 1,000. Because one little thing that comes out and people, you know, will lose respect immediately. And you got to be honest about your opinion, right?
Well,
and
hold on. Where's all this coming from?
I'll get to it. Okay. You got to be honest about your opinion. Okay. So you can, and the opinion has to be well informed, because people will see right through it sooner or later. If your opinion's not well informed, if it's not well backed up, and if you're not honest about yourself, and if you're not honest about your opinion, people will look right through it. Like if you don't want to criticize somebody because you're afraid that you might ruffle some feathers, so you know that people are going to see right through it, and you're not going to do well. So the most important thing that I've learned, and I've learned specifically from the other channel going into this channel, and I'm actually very good at this in my real life, especially at the age. You can't give a fuck about anyone except you, your content, your channel, your family, and the people on your channel. But you can't worry about what others' opinion of you are going to be. You can't give a fuck. And I've pretty much, the one good thing about me is I don't give a fuck, because I've been getting a lot of comments, and even in person, I've been getting a lot of people asking me about muscular development, about Nathan D'Ascia, about Martin Fitzwater, and the last one was Larry Wheels, because some fucking reason, Larry Wheels is a social media bodybuilder that is untouchable. For some reason, you say something bad about Larry Wheels, and it's like, oh my God, It's like people shit, him and Bumstead. It's like they're untouchable. So fuck that. So I fucking gave my opinion about Larry Wheels, and I still do. The fact that I want him to go away, and he's been around too. Yeah, that I'm sick of Larry Wheels.
He just competed in a classic physique competition. I heard.
Yeah. He came in second.
Oh, I thought he won. I heard he did great.
No, he did one in the NPC one, but then he did the amateur Olympia today, and he came in second.
Oh, well, dude, that's not fucking bad. That's
It's not my point. Yeah, I'm sure it's a great feat. I'm still sick of him. And I'm sick of him. I'm fucking sick of him. And I'm not gonna pull back because people, I mean, you got to see the comments, and even in person when I went to Signature, like it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck when I give my opinion about somebody. Now, I'm not going to be disrespectful. Well, Larry Wheels, I was a little disrespectful. But what I said was, the guy, it's like, the guy is such a social media influencer that no matter what he does, even if he's mediocre at it, people are blinded by him for some fucking reason. So when he was a powerlifter, he was great. There's no question about it. I mean, the guy was a great powerlifter. And then he did arm wrestling, and he was decent in arm wrestling. And then he did a strongman, and he was all right strongman. And then he tried bodybuilding, and he's all right bodybuilding. And then he's doing classic physique. And he's all right. It's just like, dude, fucking, like, he's literally getting paid to figure out what he wants to do. Like, it's almost like he has no. It's like,
so why does that bother you?
No. It doesn't bother me. I'm personally just don't want him. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of seeing him. I'm sick of the fact that he is untouchable. I'm sick of the fact that he could, like, because people praise him for doing mediocre. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's basically
a little better than mediocre.
You're supposed to be on my side on this. I'm gonna have to clip this out now. I don't care if he's excellent and everything, because I'm just sick. I'm sick of seeing, like, he could fart and he's on fucking Nick Strength and Power, and it's like Larry Wheels just farted, and it was the most amazing fart that we've ever had, seen in farts, and it's just fucking, what's next, man? What are you gonna do? Follow him around because he decides that he wants to fucking play badminton? I'm just sick of him. So I'm just sick of fucking Larry Wheels, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I'm sick of Larry Wheels, and if I'm gonna give my opinion about somebody, I'm giving my opinion. Somebody asked me a question. How do you expect to get these guys on your show? I don't give a fuck if they come on my show. If you don't like my content, don't watch my fucking show. And I'm going to give you my honest answer. And that's it. Because if you are to YouTube or social media, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and you have an issue giving your honest opinion, as long as it's a well-informed honest opinion, or even if it's just your opinion of somebody, like you just don't care for the person, like I don't care for Larry Wheels, even though I'm like the only person on the globe that doesn't care for Larry Wheels, I don't give a fuck. So when I get these people that are like, you're probably shooting yourself in your foot and you're cutting your nose to spite your face, fuck you. I know what I'm doing. It's my podcast. You don't want to watch it. You don't have to fucking watch it. And no, I'm not going to change my opinion because, oh my God, one day in the future, I might be able to get him on my show. Fuck that.
Well, dude, let me let me play devil's advocate here. Well, you don't have to like him, right?
I don't even know him. I'm just not that I don't like him. I'm just sick of him.
Well, okay, but apropos, you're sick of him, but dude, you got to hand it to the guy, at least in the sense where he's got this huge following that he built from powerlifting, right?
Right.
Carried that over, into the arm wrestling, into this, into that, to that. He's constantly, recreating himself.
Yeah.
And bringing that following and that attention to whatever other area.
Yeah, I still don't give a fuck though.
Well, hold on. I'm not asking
you don't have to justify it. And no, I'm not gonna. I don't care.
Right.
Don't give a fuck. I don't.
However,
sorry, I don't.
My point is, you can't get upset when he has a huge following.
I'm not upset that he has a huge following. What happened was, on my Anabolic Academy somebody asked me, what do I thought about Larry Wheels winning his first classic physique contest? And I gave my honest answer. My honest answer was, I'm sick of Larry Wheels. I don't give a shit that he won his classic physique. And I said, he's like COVID. Every time he comes around, he's like a weaker strain of himself. When he was doing powerlifting, it was amazing. Everything else falls by the wayside. And I just don't look, man. Look, if you were gonna, if all you young ladies and the young men out there, if you want your own following and people to follow you, you gotta not give a shit. You can't be afraid to voice your opinion. No matter who walks up to you in the gym, no matter what kind of fucking DMs you get, no matter what kind of fucking comments you get in your fucking, you have to not give a shit. So if you are going to watch my channel, you better believe that I am not going to give a shit about my honest answer. And I'm going to give you my honest answer, just like I am transparent about my life. And if I don't want somebody to know something about my life, I'm just not going to bring it up. Right. I'm not on here lying. I'm not on here making up something. What do I give a fuck of what Nathan D'Asha thinks about me? Really? I'm in the sewer every day shoveling shit with rats running by my ankle, literally. And then me having to shovel up dead rats because they drowned in the sewer, right? And have to throwing them out and whatnot. I think I give a fuck when I get home and I get a nasty message from Nathan D'Asha. Fuck Nathan D'Asha and his fucking visa that he can't get.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the email you got from him. All right. I mean, I know the whole the story and the
no, because it's like, dude, and I'm not changing my answer. The Nathan the Martin Fitzwater thing, I got some shit. The Big Ramy thing, I got some shit. The Nathan D'Asha thing, it started ramping up. The Larry Wheels thing, you thought I was the guy who was whipping Jesus Christ before he got on the cross. And
I heard you were. I heard you were.
Yeah, that was
that constant fuck up fucking devil that just keeps recycling in a different form.
Yeah.
And now here you are to shit all over
yeah.
Larry Wheels and
dude, I'm not fucking changing my. I don't give a shit.
You're ruining people's day. You're
apparently
people have these high expectations and
yeah.
But there's not gonna there's not gonna be people at our podcasts and do
nobody, as far as I'm concerned, nobody is off limits. This is bodybuilding is my genre. This is my world. I've been in some way, shape, capacity, not like in your status, but I've been involved in bodybuilding in some way, shape, or form since I'm 15 years old. This is my world, right? This is the topic that I know the most about. So when I give my opinion about, a social media influencer, like what was funny is I only got a little bit of shit from what's his name? Who's that guy I ripped apart that signed with Hostile? Sam Sulik. I only got a little bit of shit with him. But Larry Wheels, it's like he's like the Messiah. He's like untouchable. Fuck that.
Well,
nobody's
Larry Wheels has accolades. He's done something. The other guy hasn't.
I agree, but he's still not. Nobody's untouchable. If I'm sick of if I'm asked a question, basically here's what it comes down to. Somebody asked me a question. I answered it honestly, and my answer still stands. I'm fucking sick of the guy. He needs to go away. As far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit.
So let me ask you this. Okay. With this type of behavior, can I safely assume that you don't like seeing Taylor Swift at the Kansas City Chiefs games anymore?
See, that's your world. I don't even know what that means.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Dude, it's fucking hilarious. Travis Kelce is a tight end, probably one of the best tight ends in the fucking NFL, right?
Yeah.
For the Kansas City Chiefs, he's won 2 Super Bowls. He's a stud, right?
Okay.
And he's dating Taylor Swift now.
All right.
So now she comes to every one of the Kansas City Chiefs games, and they show her in like the press box, and people are getting so upset because they show her. Like off and on, like every time he catches the ball, they'll show her. Every time when he gets her, they show her. But the funny thing is, his shirt is selling. It's like a 400% increase in sales.
Really?
Attendance is at an all-time high. People watching the games are at an all-time high just because she's there. But then you have your hardcore fans that fucking hate it. They're sick of seeing Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, blah, blah, blah. And plus she has her, her political views that she's open about. And Travis Kelce, to really say fuck you to that side, he just did a Bud Light commercial and did like a vaccine, COVID and a flu vaccine commercial.
Oh,
So
Jesus Christ.
people already shitting on him. And on top of that, now he's got Taylor Swift in the press box that's getting more attention than fucking Mahomes, who's the star quarterback.
Well, just to tie into that, I do the news not every week, like every 2 weeks or so on my other channel, right? The Guy Talk channel, this the small channel, the least of the three channels, but it's still funny. If anybody is really into like OnlyFans girls and guys hanging out, drinking, talking shit, that's the place to go. But one of the articles I pulled up, because you said that Taylor Swift brought attendance and jersey increased sales and whatnot.
Yeah.
I found this study done. Celebrity obsessed people are less intelligent, new study boldly claims. Obsessed with Kim Kardashian, but can't get enough of Bennifer getting back together, whatever. Chances are not, you're an idiot, at least according to Hungarian academics. New research has deemed people obsessed with Hollywood gossip and A-list celebs to be not that smart, which will surely come as a blow to those who love poring over the pages of tabloid magazines and turning into reality TV. The study published in BMC Psychology late last year asserts that there is a direct association between celebrity worship and poor performance on cognitive tests. So I think all your Taylor Swift friends are mentally disabled. All your Taylor Swift.
Look at everybody who praises these
Dude, I don't
celebrities and political people, and dude, it's all gotten out of hand.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anyway, let's shift. I didn't want to, but let's shift because now that I got that off my chest, and like and subscribe if you.
Now they're not gonna. All
Yeah.
the fucking Larry Wheels fans are out the door now,
Yeah.
dude. They don't want to see you fucking shitting on him, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like, subscribe, hit the notification buttons because if you want to see me do any more rants. But anyway, so I'm gonna keep it. You and I, we're gonna keep it 1,000. So I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I legitimately feel bad for Nick Walker because I know the type of athlete that he is. He is a guy that puts everything into winning. Whatever show he does, he's looking to win, whether it's the Olympia, the Arnold Classic, the New York Pro, whatever it was. If you follow his career, this guy has done nothing but work to be the best in the world. And his goal, no matter what anybody says, again, not giving a fuck, is to win the Olympia. That's his goal. He said it repeatedly. And he legitimately has a chance. Like, it's not like he doesn't have a chance to do it. If all the pieces fall into place, he legitimately has a chance to win, right? I felt really bad when he fucking made that statement yesterday, because that's gotta be heartbreaking, man. And not physically, he's a young, healthy guy. The guy's a Clydesdale, right? So that injury he'll be over in no time. Mentally, though, it's going to take him some time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 2, 3, 4 weeks before he mentally gets over the fact that he has to requalify. Not the fact that he has to requalify, but the fact that he missed this Olympia and he was gunning to win this year. Now, you could speak to it better because you've been in that position. So go right ahead.
Well, look, the most disappointing part, has to be that he was a week out. Like fucking the work's done. Like he's right there. I'd like to hear a few more details of how it happened, what he was doing. Because I've seen some of Nick's videos, and he doesn't. He's a smart. When it comes to his preparation, dude, he's a fucking. He's a smart guy with that. And I know he doesn't throw around the stupid weight that some people do, training all the way up to a show, which, dude, when you're that lean and your body's dehydrated and you have minimal body fat and there's not much water subcutaneous, your tendons and your ligaments, they're dry, dude. They're dehydrated. So I know he knows not to mess around. So I'd like to know what he was doing for an actual tour And I'd also like to know if it was a muscle tear or if it was a tendon tear. If the hamstring tendon tore off the bone, or if it's just a tear in the muscle. Because if it's a tear in the muscle, most likely it won't require surgery. If it's a tendon tear, it will. But the bruising and swelling looked pretty bad, dude. So it looked like it was a significant, there's some significant damage there.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a muscle tear, there could be a different look, to the hamstring, depending on how he heals, after his recovery. If it's a tendon tear, do they reattach the tendon? He'll be out for a few months and he'll be back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And visibility should, be 95% the same.
Right.
Um, he will recover from this, dude. This isn't something, it just sucks that now this is in his way, knowing that this could have been the year where things really open up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and not to shed light or to be so optimistic about this, but he's young, he's driven, he's fucking hungry. He'll come back stronger next year. And I know this won't hold him back, but dude, to be that close, to be that close.
I've never been on that scale. I've never been on that level. You have, but I've never been on that level. I've been in situations where I've worked hard for something and it collapses right before, but never at that height, never at that scale, because most people can't imagine. Most people can't imagine what that's like at that height or that scale. It's the same thing, like, if a quarterback is a week out of the Super Bowl and he fucking gets an injury at practice and he can't play the Super Bowl. I mean, the anxiety and the depression and the what if I just did this or if I didn't do that, and the second guessing yourself and having to watch the game or now the contest without you there. Oh, it's gotta be painful as fuck. I can only.
But dude, he's there. He's talking to his fans. He's going to be at the booth, like he
Yeah.
said. I'm sure he's going to be present and watch the show. And he will just pull this in. He will hold this inside, and this will fuel him more.
You know what? You know what's gonna help? And you just remind. You know what's gonna help? The podcasts like this that are telling basically the truth, but that are on his side, saying that he's going to come back stronger. But the fans that he meets at the Olympia that tell him that next year he'll be better than ever, and have the support that he's going to get from his fans, he might almost break down in tears, because I guarantee every single one of those fans there could be thousands of them that meet him are going to tell him, don't sweat it, man. Next year you'll be better than ever. Wait, you're my favorite. You pulled me into bodybuilding. You made my life better. He's going to hear it, and it's going to just make him much better of a person. And he's going to appreciate the fans better. Not that he doesn't appreciate the fans, but he's going to realize how much his status and himself influence people outside the world, outside of bodybuilding, right? It's because he deserves this fan base, and he deserves all the accolades, and he deserves all the status and money, because he is one driven, gifted, hardworking bodybuilder. So the people that are going to, the people and the fans are going to really probably help tremendously with coping with this mentally.
To be honest, dude, when you're in a moment like that, all that stuff that you hear for an athlete, maybe it's just me, because I've been injured before, and I've
Yeah.
had circumstances like this, and you hear it from your fans. You don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? You take it in and you appreciate it, but it only lasts. Excuse me. It only lasts as long as you hear it. You know what I mean? Once you hear it, it's in one ear and out the other. Because
Really?
you're just, yeah, because and it does help and it gets you through the moment. But once that moment's gone, dude, he's got to go back home. He's got to sit on his ass for a few months and recover. He's got to work around it. I'm sure he'll be back in the gym doing things that he can do. Keeping his body healthy, getting some movement, getting some blood flow. And like I said, he's still gonna have that darkness, dude. He's still gonna carry that. I fucking missed this. I fucking missed this, and
Right.
and that'll fade also.
Yeah.
That part of it is gonna
It's gonna
fade
take
also.
some time.
Yeah. Um, and next year he's going to be more careful and more cautious and handle his prep, especially the last week, a little more delicately. Not that I'm saying this is, but he is thinking, fuck, man, what if I didn't do this? And what if you blame
Right.
yourself? You got nobody else to blame. You blame yourself and you fix it,
Yeah.
and he's one of those guys that the setback isn't going to set him back.
Definitely not.
You know,
No. If
you know,
anything,
it,
it's gonna. If anything, it's gonna propel him forward.
yeah, but nobody wants to hear that. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to hear that, especially now because he's got all this work ahead of him.
Right.
Um, but he will be okay.
Yeah. 100%. See, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000. If he was, you know, 40 instead of, however old he is, 30, I'd be singing a different tune. But he's towards 28, 29, 30, something like that. I don't think he's over
Yeah,
the.
he's under. No, he's under 30.
I don't think he's even 30. The fact that he's young, that he's driven, that he's gifted, that he's hardworking, that he'll bounce back from this physical challenge easily. As much as I admire him and respect him as a bodybuilder and even as a person, this is my honest opinion. Now, if he was 40 and this happened, I'd be singing a different tune. I'd be saying, well, maybe it's time to pack it up. But no, this is just going to make him, in the long run, it's going to make him better. Because what's going to happen is, if this is a minor injury, he'll come back and he'll win the Arnold Classic or something like that, and people will be fucking, he's back. If it's an injury that's going to take months to repair, then all he has to do is do like the Texas or the Tampa, or a show a month before.
The Arnold's beginning of March, so I don't know if the Arnold is something.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
he might need a little extra time.
he could literally, if he does need extra time, he could literally do the show right before the
late
Olympia,
spring, early summer,
win it, and fucking go right into the Olympia, because he's that talented. Any show he goes into besides the Olympia, he's guaranteed to win because he's that dominant of a bodybuilder. Anyway, so if I don't think Nick is probably going to be paying attention to many podcasts or whatnot, but muscle talk and serious and silliness, wish you well. That's all I gotta say about that. Now, the fact that he's out, there's another guy that's out. The fact that he's out brings a lot of opportunity for everybody else.
What are we down to? 15, 16? How many?
I think we're down to 18. I don't have the list anymore. I think it's 18. But when we went over the top 5, we had Derek.
Yeah, it's less.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. And we had Derek. We had Hadi in second. I don't know if you agreed with me. I'm going to give. This is what I think we established last week. Derek, Hadi in second, Samson in third. You might have had Samson in second. Did you have Samson in second?
No, I had Samson in third if he's in shape.
Yeah.
And I had Nick fourth, but Nick could have very well been third.
Right. Okay. So then we had Nick fourth, and then we had fifth, Brandon. Right. And then sixth, we had Andrew Jacked. Seventh, we had Labrada. And then after that, eighth, I think we had Crizzo.
We had it was like a mix between 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Right. Crizzo, Tony O'Burton, Charles Griffin. And I think we were throwing what's his name in the mix, Regan. Right? We were throwing Regan in the mix.
Yeah, I don't know if Regan will be a top 10 guy this year.
But he might now, because with Nick out, everybody else moves up. Right. With Nick out, that puts Brandon in the 4th spot, Andrew in the 5th, Labrada, Chris. Regan might have a possibility of breaking the top 10.
Do you have the prize money there?
No, I don't. Let me see if I can look it up. But I do not have the prize. I think first place is 400,000, right?
Now go from 3rd, 4th, and 5th, because that would be significant for some people.
Yeah, that's another thing that sucks. He's going to miss out on that big payday.
Well, I'm sure he's.
I'm sure he has no problems, but still.
Well, look, we don't do it for the money.
I'm sure. Fuck. Yeah, I guess. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I was never in this position that you guys were in. So you're probably that's a position that I don't understand. Okay, here we go. February 23rd. The contest is published. Oh, that's oh god, that's not okay. Wow. 1.6 million will be given out.
That's total, whatever.
Yeah, that's total. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm trying to find this. Mr. Olympia, what is prize money breakdown? Okay. 400,000 to Mr. Olympia. This doesn't give the whole thing. 400,000 to Mr. Olympia. Come on, give me the fucking.
All right, whatever. It don't matter. Somebody's
Okay.
gonna be a little happier. That's the point. Somebody will be a little happier.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm just trying to see. I'm pretty sure it's 400,000, then 250, then 100. Then it starts going to 75, 50, but I think everybody gets like $1,000, right? Everybody who competes gets $1,000.
Yeah, or a pack of rice
So,
cakes. You get something.
something stupid like that. Yeah, right. The jacket and $1,000 or something like that. But anyway, no, it is. He is losing a payday, whether he is doing it for the money or not. But yeah, somebody else will definitely be getting a pay rate. And yeah, this could make a lot of other people shine. So, and at the same time, the reality is, he'll just be back next year, and reality might hit them in the face next year, right? Like, for example, I remember I interviewed Akeem Williams right after the 2020 Olympia, and during that 2020 Olympia, he came in 6th, and I said, "What is your goal in the future?" He said his goal is to win Mr. Olympia. Well, 2020 was a very, very weak lineup and changed drastically in the next year or two. And somebody who was a good bodybuilder like Akeem, who's a very good bodybuilder, with all the new blood and the better talent coming in, kind of fell by the wayside the next year, right? Something similar like that can happen, where like Chris will come in 7th and then Nick comes back in and you drop him back to 8th, 9th, or 10th. It's like, fuck. Well, the mutant wasn't there last year, right? But it's going to be interesting. And I'll be honest with you, between you and me, I'm more excited to see 5th through 10th, right? Because even though Nick is out of the top 4, I'm still thinking Derek, Hottie, Samson, and Brandon are going to be in the top 4 now. So I want to see who's able to rise to the occasion and coming from 5th to 10th. Because listen, look, at this point now you can't count out Regan. You can't count out Ross. What's his name? I forgot his fucking name. Ross something.
Flanagan.
What's his name?
Flanagan?
No. Yeah, Flanagan. Ross Flanagan. And you can't even you can't even count out guys like Phil Clayhar at this point. If he comes in really, really detailed, he could possibly come in 10th if there's only 15 guys, and he could out detail and some of the guys. You can't really count anybody out at this point, because look, you got Nathan that's out, you got Kamal that's out, you got Nick Walker that's out, you got Ian that's out, you got who else? Big Rammy that's out.
There's another guy they just announced he couldn't get his visa.
Yeah, Tabani, he's out. I mean, there's so many guys that are out. And there was another guy last year, if you remember, Patrick Johnson was in it last year. I think he came in like 13th or 14th. He's not doing it this year. There's so many guys. And there was like 30-something guys last year. It was like 35 guys or something like that last year. And this year is what? I think we're down to like 17 or 18 guys now.
I think it's like 17, yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, to say that you're not going to break the top 10 at this point, you can't really say that. Anything's because look, not everybody, we're going on if everybody comes in 100%. That never happens, right? That fucking never happens. Somebody always fucking misses the mark and somebody sneaks up.
Look, you have your top guys, dude. They're going to be sharp, and you have
Absolutely.
the rest of the guy. You have the rest of the guys that are fighting for those other spots, but a majority of them, they don't come in the best shape in the shows that they qualified for.
That's right.
So you're looking for these guys to really learn or hopefully hit their mark and peak properly so they could get a look and possibly, crack into the top 10, because now this does open things up, and it gives guys a fighting chance. Hey, I'm a top 10 Olympia competitor. You know, you got a couple days to fucking dial it in, dude, and
That's
and,
right.
and
That's
hopefully
right.
learn from their mistakes and dry out properly, fill out
Absolutely.
properly, and hit the stage ready to go. But I'll tell you, it's you know they'll have more time for comparisons. They're not going to be rushed with 30 something guys this year, and
That's
with
right.
with
That's right.
with Nick being out, I assume and I expect that it's going to be a fun competition to watch, because they're going to take these guys through the rounds and compare them and move them around and compare them again. And you'll have your top four, top five standouts, and maybe they put them away. But the rest of the guys, they're going to fucking throw in the pit, and
Yeah.
they're going to make them fucking fight it out.
That's right.
So, the best man will prevail, and the guy who has the not just the conditioning from a visual point of view, but the conditioning to hold those poses, to not lose, their fullness or their sharpness, or, sweat it out and look like you're going to drop dead on stage.
Yeah.
Because it's not as easy as it looks. It's tough being up there under those circumstances, under those lights, with the level of competition that you're competing against and the anxiety that goes along with that. I think it's going to be a good show to watch.
Definitely. I can't wait because it starts tomorrow night. I got a full weekend because for my for the Olympia is the prejudging is tomorrow and the open I meant tomorrow, Friday, and the finals is Saturday. But for my other channel, there's the porn convention in
Look at
Raritan,
that.
New Jersey this year.
Oh,
And
how about that?
I said, and I
Do
go,
you?
yeah, I do because I try to
Fucking freak.
I
The
go
fuck is
because
wrong with you?
well,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
like reading. It's like I read Playboy for the article.
yeah,
For
the
the
comics.
advertisements.
Yeah, exactly.
The articles,
That's
whatever. Yeah. Sure you
yeah.
do. Sure
That's
you do.
exactly. I go there because I want to get interviews from some top female
Yes.
porn actresses. That's why I go there.
The creme de la creme. You want to select the top ones of the porn industry, because they get their money's worth.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that's half the reason I go. The other half is so I could come home and
Yeah.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
your
My
storage your storage
my mental Rolodex.
yeah, right.
And it, could you if you're under 35, you don't even know what a Rolodex is.
No,
But
probably
no,
not.
last year I went and I got Miss Danny, who is a mainstream porn actress. I guess you can call her mainstream porn actress. I had Sarah J on, and then I had one old school one, Alexis Golden. So I want to see if I can go get a. To be honest with you, I really would like to see if I can get one of those guys from like the 90s, 2000s that were in every video,
Right, right.
because today with Viagra, Cialis, the Trimix injection, all that stuff, like anybody could do porn. Any guy could do porn. But back when we were kids, like there was only 5 guys that they were in every video because those were guys that were reliable. And they could get it up on, on
What's funny? In any industry,
yeah,
bodybuilding, you hear us old timers say,
yeah.
back in my day, we
Yeah,
had
it's the truth.
we didn't have the machines or the drugs or the this or the
Yeah,
cardio equipment. And the porn guys now, they're singing the same fucking song.
absolutely.
Oh, we used to have to hit our dicks with a fucking hammer to get it hard.
Yeah. Well, before Ron Jeremy got arrested, I think he's rotting in jail now. He used to say that. Yeah. I think he had some. I got to look it up. But it was some sexual harassment thing. But before that, he used to say that. He goes, "Yeah, when I first broke into porn, and he's like, all the guys, all they do is this, and he takes like a bottle of pills, and he's like pouring pills into us. That's all they do is take the pills, and then they're ready to go. We didn't have that. It's the fucking truth. But it is true. It is true. So I'd like to see.
We're technology driven in this country.
Yeah, I would like to see if I can get one of those guys because I almost got one of those guys last year, and I forgot his name, but he gave me his number. I messaged him a bunch of times. He never messaged me back. It was like I got 10, I want to say between 7 and 10 people's numbers and Instagrams last year, guys and girls that I would have loved to have. And I wound up getting 2 interviews actually out of the whole deal.
Those aren't bad odds.
Yeah, I guess not. So I got to go back.
It's like lead calling. Lead calling, dude, you get 1%. You make 100 calls, you
Yeah.
get one sale.
Do you believe that my wife doesn't want to come with me? Believe this shit?
She's gonna make you go there all alone, all by your lonesome. Shame on her. Shame on her for holding her ground and her standards and not wanting to attend the porn convention
Yeah.
in Raritan, New Jersey. You know, the hot spot, the fucking hot spot in New Jersey, where all the stars come out, dude. You know, where the high, the high rollers come out that night.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So I went 2 years in a row. Last year, I went the year before, right? And I can tell you there are 4 types of, generally speaking, there are 4 types of people that go to these things. Okay.
Can I guess a couple of them?
Go right ahead.
You get your schmoes.
All right.
You know what they are?
Well, that's usually the muscle chicks. There's not too many muscle chicks.
No. I don't mean not muscle. I mean the schmoes, the guys that are just they would drown over these girls. They would
they're super fans.
The homely, that's what guys, the nerdy guys that just would do it. You know.
Well, so they refer to them as super fans. So it's the schmoes, if you will. But what separates them from the rest is they know dates, they know movies, they know credits, they know what award you won for what scene, they know everything about porn and so on and so forth. That's definitely one of the guys. That's one of the.
And why wouldn't they? You know, this is something that we need to teach generations to come. You know, how important this is. So that's one type of guy.
Yeah.
Then I would say you have your actually, you know what? I don't even want to speculate. You name the other ones.
All right, so that's the super fan, the schmo, whatever you want to call it. That's one. Then you have the couples that want to spice up their love life.
I wasn't even going to think of that. Okay.
Because you'll see a lot of couples. Matter of fact, I saw a couple from Signature that was there last year, and they very quickly turned and walked in the other direction.
I thought this was Comic-Con.
Yeah, because they sell all kinds of shit like that, sex toys and things. And they sell everything, right?
So it's for that. It's for the it's for the memorabilia.
Then you got the freaks. You know, you got the freaks, you got the trans, you got the goths, you got the people that want to get kicked in the balls for fun. You know, you got the freak, right? And then you got my favorite group of people that go. This is my favorite group. Guys anywhere from the age of 18 to 29 that are out with their friends and they're at the bar and they go, yo, there's a fucking porn convention. And the rest of the guy goes, let's go. And they're loaded. They're fucking wasted. And they go straight from the bar and they're having a blast.
They think they're gonna get laid?
What?
And they think they're gonna get laid?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows they're gonna get laid. But you know what? A lot of local strip clubs will have booths there.
I bet.
Yeah, a lot of local, like Breathless will always have a booth there. They'll stop a spot from Rahway, which I'm sure you've never been to.
Right. Or date anyone from there. I've never dated anyone.
Yeah.
Years ago when I was in my youth. Yeah, I never did anything.
And put your dick in their peanut butter. You never did anything like that.
I didn't put it in. I just peed in it. I peed in the peanut butter. Yeah, that's a different story.
So when this thing first started coming around, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, right? I went one year with 2 of my friends, and we were part of the drunk bar. Let's go to the corn club, right? So I was always a boob guy, and I was always into the big boob porn chicks. That just goes without saying. So there's a lot of other fetishes, I guess you can call them fetishes, that I don't know about, right? Like if you got little titties, I don't know who the hell you are, right? So and it's just like any other expo. They're sitting behind a counter, or they have their own booth, and they take pictures with you, or you could buy their autographs, or you could buy a DVD or whatever, right? So I find this girl that I knew that was familiar to me, right? Every other girl I didn't know. They all had little titties. This one had big boobs. I don't remember the girl's name. And And I was walking past and I'm like, I don't know this one, I don't know this one, I don't know this one. And I said to her, oh, I know you. And she goes, oh yeah, where from? And I'm like, oh, and I said Brazes, right? And she goes, you mean Brazzers? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's my accent, right? So there's this huge black security guard right behind her, right? And she's sitting there. Now, this isn't like
what's Brazers?
It's a porn website. You go on there and
Oh.
you pay to watch porn. It's kind of like Times Square in the early '90s, where you put a quarter in, and again, if you're under 35, you have no clue what I'm talking about. Anyway, the Peep Show back in the day. Remember those, the Peep Shows in Times Square?
I've heard of them. Man.
You really never really?
I never went to one.
Really? I was like I mean, I went there a couple of times when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you would.
I was getting laid when I was young. I didn't need that shit. Dude.
Yeah. We're all not as lucky as you. But
lucky, dude. You know,
it's not even about that. You're out with your boys, and you're hanging out, and it's like, let's go. You know, you jump in the car and go. And like when you're young, nothing.
We went to go-go bars. You know, strip clubs. We did. You know, we did that.
So I see the girl, and I said, I know you, and she goes, where from? I said, Brazes. And she goes, you mean Brazzers? And again, this is not like meeting your favorite athlete, your favorite actor, where you have a million questions, or somebody I would love to interview or anything like that, right? So after she said, do you mean Brazzers? I went, yeah, I have an accent. I say Brazers. There was like dead silence for a couple of seconds because I had nothing to ask her. Nothing. So I actually just said to her, I went, I was like,
to let her know that you've seen her vagina.
Yeah, that's it. And
nice
I literally,
yeah.
And I literally went like this. I went, I dropped a lot of loads to you. And
oh, no, you didn't.
I swear to God.
No, you didn't.
And
you have no shame.
That's why I'm good at what I do. And the girl, the security guard turns around. This guy was a monster. This guy turns around and his back is toward me now. And all you see is his shoulders going up and down because he's fucking laughing so hard. Right. And she is uncomfortable. She's like, so I literally made the porno chick in a porn convention uncomfortable.
Something to be proud of, dude. Something you could tell, your kids one day, and that passed on to look what daddy did. Never been done before. Yeah.
Unbelievable. You were sick.
So proud. They'll be so proud.
Oh God. Anyway, how much more time we got? All right, we got a little bit more time. All right, getting back to bodybuilding. Do you think Clarita is going to win the 212 again this year?
I do.
Yeah, me too. Do you think Keon has been putting a lot of progress pics and videos up of him? I don't know if you've seen him.
So I like Keon, dude. He's got a great physique, and again, he's destroyed a lot of the competition he's been against, but now with this class, dude, it's Sean's a different breed,
Yeah, Clarita's a special bodybuilder.
Dude, he's a different breed of an athlete,
He really is, yeah.
And Keon, you don't see his flaws, until he's compared to somebody like a Sean.
Agreed.
And
Absolutely.
Then you could really distinguish, all right, this is first and this is second. This is clear. But when you look at those pictures, again, they all look great in pictures, and rightfully so, dude.
But just even looking at his pictures, his progress pics, I'm watching his progress pics, and as impressive as he looks, I'm like, that's not going to be Clarita. If it's the Clarita that we know of from last year,
Sean's one thing about Sean, dude, he's consistent. Sean,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And in
my
head,
Nick. He's like Nick.
Yes, yeah.
You can count on us, Jersey guys, dude. We fucking deliver.
That's for shit sure, And you know who actually looks good in 212 is Kerith Baggio.
He does.
He looks good. He looks really good. He really, I think and a ton of muscle for a small frame. A ton of muscle.
Thick muscle bellies. Yeah,
he's from Connecticut, and one of the guys I work with. I don't work with him directly. He's in another department, but he goes to the same gym and he knows Kerith. And of course I told him, well, why don't you tell him that you got a friend who's got a bodybuilding podcast and I don't know, hook me up. Fuck.
Jump on.
Yeah. But actually I told him don't ask him until after he comes back from the Olympia. And because this was like a month ago that he told me that he knew him from the gym. But yeah, man, I think I am actually legitimately excited for this Olympia because even though we know who the top 5 guys are going to be, or top 4 guys are going to be, you could flip flop all those 4 guys in any which way.
You know, even though we have an idea, okay, of who I still want to see the comparisons. Like I want to see them battle it out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it's like watching a fight with 2 great fighters. You know, yeah, I have an idea this guy's gonna win, but I want to fucking see him fight. Like I want to see these guys digging deep, you know, and moving around and the comparisons and you know the little detail differences from one to the next. That's what I enjoy.
Yeah, no question. Now here's something that nobody's talking about either. Everybody's got Derek winning. Everybody's pretty much Derek's winning, right? Now, it's going to be difficult for him to win because Hadi's coming to win, right? Which is a good thing. But if Derek wins, a lot of people aren't realizing he's going to be the one and only bodybuilder. And he might be the one and only bodybuilder ever to win 212 Mr. Olympia and then open Mr. Olympia. That puts him in a different category. What do you think? That puts him in, as far as I'm concerned, that puts him in an exceptional bodybuilding category.
Well, dude, you win the Olympia, you're an exceptional,
right?
You're in an exceptional category. You know, the fact that he wanted to, I don't know if that's so. If that, you know, that's not going to make him a better, you know, overall when he retires. He was the best Olympic because he won 2. I don't know if that's.
You don't think that's an impressive feat though? I mean, think about it. Nobody.
Well, yes and no, because Ronnie would have never been able to do a 212. You know, you have guys that are over height that there's no way they would. And Derek sucked down to make that. You know, he was at the very. You know, he probably shouldn't have, but you know, you have somebody like you take a Sean Ray. You know, who never won the Olympia. But he competed at 204 pounds, 205 pounds. You know, like
and able to hold his own.
And he could have won the. So by those standards, he's exceptional. You know, because he was competing against guys in that era that were 40, 50 pounds heavier than 60 pounds heavier than.
Yeah, I get it, but there was no right. But there was no 202.
No, there wasn't. But if there was, he could have carried it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably a great, label to have, dude, I won 2 different weight classes, 2 Mr. Olympias. Nobody's ever done that before,
I don't think anybody will be able to do that again. If they do it in a very long time, because I mean, you go down the list of 212 winners, 202 winners, and I don't think any of them could have done it. Starting with Kevin English, Flex Lewis, Clarita, who else? Who am I missing?
Wait, hold on. I'm going to switch to my Bluetooth. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Kamal.
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Well, dude, Flex Lewis, he could have been the first guy that gave a run for that, but he never was able to.
Yeah. So we know that Kamal and we know that Clarita can't do it because they've already did open shows and they couldn't win. But for Derek, I don't know. I think it's a really, really exceptional feat for somebody to, because I don't think. Listen, man, with all these, there's never been. I understand the angle you're taking, but I mean, there's never been a guy who was able to cross over in any division in the last, 10, 15 years when all the divisions were around and be the best at both, right? Like Bumstead didn't do the open and win. He didn't do 212 and win. He's the classic physique guy. Where Derek, if he wins this year, he's always going to have that. He's always going to have that notch. Yeah, but I've been in the best at 2 of the bodybuilding classes, and that's never been done before.
Well, dude, there's some 212 guys that go into open and don't do very well at all.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So with that being said, just the fact that, look, dude, the fact that he won it one year and took second in the open the next year, dude,
Yeah, exactly.
that's fucking huge.
That's
Now if
insane.
he wins it this year, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't think it's gonna, give him more accolades as who the best Olympia winner ever was. But dude, who knows? In a couple of years, it could be him. He could
Yeah.
hold this title if he does win it. He could hold this title for a few years.
If he holds this title for 3 to 4 years and winning the 212 and holding this title to 3 to 4 years, you are going to be forced.
Yeah, that's a strong argument.
You are going to be forced to at least put him in the argument or put him in the discussion for best bodybuilder ever. Now, that being said, who knows what might happen from now till then, but that's, in the direction that he's going. If all I's are dotted and T's are crossed, that's very possible.
Right.
Right. Anyway. All right, man. Yeah. Listen, I like my hat very much. Good. I even like the shaker cup. I got the shaker cup.
Yeah, the shaker cup. Yeah.
I got the shaker cup. Right.
Bring that to your porn convention.
Yeah, the shaker cup. Yeah. Do you remember the old infomercials with the what was
the shake weight?
Did anybody even decide to that is not,
So you talked about that the market of people who just aren't intelligent, Dude, if you market anything, people will believe it,
Apparently. So holy shit. Yeah. But I like my shaker cup. I'm gonna go open my shirt now. And I love the Dream Chaser. And that's about it though. I Prevail subs. Everybody go get your supplements,
Yeah. Use code SNS?
SNS 10.
SNS 10 for your discount. Yeah.
That's right. 10% off.
Right.
All right, brother. Listen, once again,
yes, sir.
All the love in the world. Much respect. Thank you very much for always being here and taking this ride with me. And then when I'm rich and famous, don't worry, you'll be my number 2. Be fun. All right. Later, dude.
All right, brother. Talk later.